welcome back to a new video. I am starting this in my car because it is currently quite windy outside and it's raining as well. I did not plan to film this video today. I planned to film it yesterday. However, unfortunately, Luca, our Labrador, was not very well, so I had to take him to the vets, and I basically spent most of the day at the vets. I went there like three times. But yeah, so I'm filming it today instead. Yesterday it was sunny, so I'm slightly bitter about that, but never mind. We are going forward. Anyway, this week I have replaced my camera with a pair of binoculars. Basically I've borrowed these because I don't own any binoculars, unfortunately, but I'm gonna go bird watching. This may be a disaster because it is currently raining, as you can see. But I've got my coat on, so and there's like the bird hide is like undercover, so hopefully it'll be okay. But yeah, I thought today I would do a bit of a different video. We're going to talk about birds, all things to do with bird watching. So I've got my binoculars. I'm going to talk a bit about binoculars later because even though I don't actually own a pair myself, I do know quite a lot because we sell them at my place of work, so I am quite knowledgeable, I think, anyway. And then I'm also going to talk about different bird guides, and also maybe we'll check out my bird feeders in the garden as well later on in the video if it stops raining. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed today's video and we will see how it goes in the rain. Fingers crossed there will be at least one bird to look at. But yeah, I will see you guys in a Okay guys, so I'm now walking back to my car from the bird hide. I have finished looking at the birds. I've still got the binoculars though. But I had a really good time. It turns out the weather does not affect birds at all. They were all there. There was loads of birds to see, and it was really good. But I couldn't film inside the hide because there was other people there and I obviously didn't want to disturb them photographing and looking at the birds because that would not be very well. That would not have been very well received. Oh no. So the binoculars were £7 to rent for the day, or to borrow for the day I should say, from the RSPB, and they also, so I borrowed these from an RSPB shop, but at the actual nature reserve hide, where they had like tea and coffee and stuff, they did also have some pairs that the volunteer there, she said I could look through as well, so that was nice because I got to try out these ones are 10 by 42, the ones I borrowed, but I got to try out some 8 by 42 as well, so that was nice. Yeah, so they were £7 a day, and the reserve to enter was free. There was no paying for that, although I do believe some RSPB reserves you do have to pay to enter, but this one was free, which was good. So yeah, all in all, good morning. Okay, so voiceover Holly here. I'm not really sure why I didn't say anything after that, but never mind. But I did want to talk for a few minutes about binoculars before it plays the part of the video where I was in the garden, which took place a few days later actually, because I got home and it was still raining. But I wanted to talk about binoculars a little bit. So the ones I borrowed were RSPB Avocet 10 by 32, I think I said it earlier in the video. So they're just the RSPB branded ones. But I wanted to talk about what the numbers mean, because some people might not know. I didn't know until I started working in a place that sold binoculars, so I thought I would explain what they mean. So the first number in binoculars, it's usually normally an 8 or a 10, and that refers to the magnification. So it's either 8 times as big or 10 times as big as normally looking at it. And then the second number on the binoculars is slightly more complicated in that it is the objective lens diameter, which is really fancy, and it actually affects a few things, but mainly it's to do with the amount of light that is let into binoculars. So you can get different sizes of that as well. 25, 32 and 42 are the basic ones. You don't really need, like most people buy the 32 ones. I think the ones I used in the video were 32. The 42 is really if you're using them in low light conditions or like at dusk or whatever. So that is what the numbers on binoculars mean. And then there is other things to think about with binoculars, but that's mainly the basics of what you need to know. And then yeah, so hello guys, as you can probably tell, it is a different day than when I last filmed, mainly because the bright blue sky we've got going on today compared to the rain that was the other day when I did the bird watching. But I thought I would finish the video now. I was going to finish it the other day, but it was still raining when I got back, and it continued to rain for the next few days. So it's been about 4 days since I filmed the bird watching, but I just thought I would go through a couple more things about how you can get involved in nature or birds in particular for today's vlog. Starting off by showing you the different ID guides and ID books that I have for different birds, and my favourite ones, and then we're also going to have a look at my bird feeder. That is, you can't see it at the moment because it's not on camera, but it's basically over there, and we're going to refill that, and I'm going to talk a bit about bird feeders and why I have them in the garden. But first, let us go through my different ID guides that I have. So firstly, I have the RSPB Pocket Guide to British Birds. I think this is actually the 2022 version, so that only makes it like a few months old. Well, a year old? I don't know, when did they publish these? But anyway, I got this in a book cycle shop for £1.50. I don't know what the difference is between different year versions. I can't believe there is much difference. It's not like they're discovering new birds every year, but I got this one and it is really good for, it just gives you the key features of each bird, what the like song and the call sounds like, and where you can find them, and like movements, population, and where you might go wrong in IDing them. So, and then it has like a nice little picture of the male and female ones. I just kind of like this to look up because it has so many different birds in. Like, I mean, it has, I don't know, does it have all of the British birds in? Who knows? But it has an awful lot in. I don't usually carry this with me though, because it's still quite heavy, even though it's a pocket version. So I usually leave this one at home and then just look up birds when I get back, or if I like Googling, whatever. That's what I use that one for. But I don't think you need to buy the latest version of this. I was just lucky that the book cycle I was in had the 2022 version. But yeah, they have loads of them in different like charity shops and book cycle places. So it's really easy to get one. But yeah, that is the first guide I have. And the next one I have, or well, I have quite a lot of these, is these little ID fold out ID charts, as they are called. And basically it does what it says on the name. It folds out, and then if I turn around, it has loads of different birds They are usually categorized by habitats, I think, because I've got a garden bird one, and then I've got like oh, that one's not a habitat, but ducks, geese and swans. Most of them are, I think, though, coastal birds. See, I also have, because I'm trying to flick through them, I've got all of them basically. I'm a bit of a fan of ID guides, but I also have moths as well, and like caterpillars and stuff. But I really like these ones, and these are probably my favourite bird ID guides. You probably saw me use one the other day when I was bird watching, and I basically really like them because they are really, really lightweight. They're kind of like a smooth material, so I guess that they're not waterproof exactly, but if you like splash a bit of water on or they get a bit of rain on, you can just wipe it clean again. And they also, yeah, I just like, there's loads of pictures. There's not as much information about each one, although it does have some like information on the other side of the leaflet, which is good. But yeah, I really like these for like in the field, and I put these in my backpack quite a lot if I'm going to a place like, well, if I was going to go to the garden, I would bring the garden one, but because the other day I took the wetland one because I was going to an estuary, so you know, they're all good. And you can get loads of them. I think there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's like 11, 12 of the different versions. I don't know, I've got all of them because I got them all in a set. But they are, I think they're £4.50 each, so they're quite expensive for like one, but I think if you buy them all together as I have, you get them like in a different discounted price, so that's nice. And then the final ID guide that I have, that I got the other day, I got this not the other day, a few weeks ago maybe now, is the Everyday Guide to British Birds. This is another, they're all RSPB actually, I think. I mean, other people do guides, but I just happen to have all ones that are made by the RSPB. But this one I actually got not that long ago, because this was when I was putting up my bird feeder, and it has like, it doesn't have as many birds as the pocket guide does, but it has like an overview of common ones and ones you're going to see, and I really like it because it has, if I show you, it has like a proper big picture, and then like a male and a female, and then similar looking ones, and it has loads of cool information about each species in, and I just really like it. And as I said earlier, I'm just a really big fan of ID guides and ID charts, so I've got loads of them basically. But that is the other one I have. This one was about it says it was £12.99. I think I got it in a sale actually. I think I paid like £10.99 for it. I don't know, maybe it was in a sale or something, but I'm not sure I paid full price for that. But yeah, this one I think was new, but lots of the time, as with the pocket guide, I get different books from charity shops and like book cycles, because I mean, the amount of nature people, they're not finding new species every day anymore, so there's no need to keep like getting the latest one, because they're not discovering thousands of new species, and like books change massively. So I just get them from book cycles because it's easier. But yeah, that is all the ID guides I have for birds. And now let us look at my bird feeders. Okay guys, I've just moved it so you can see them, that's why they're moving quite a lot. But this is basically my little bird feeder setup. I have one that's like peanuts and like nibbles or whatever they're called, and then one, this is meant to be sunflower seeds. It's empty at the moment which is why I'm filming this now, so I can also refill it at the same time. And then there is also, if I pan down, there's a little basket there, and there's one for water as well, but that's not there at the moment because it kept blowing away. Oh, Luca's barking at me, that's nice. But yeah, that is the bird feeder setup. I will just deal with Luca and then I will be back. Okay, so Luca's now joined me in the garden. He's down, there he is. Because he was barking because he wanted to come outside and be in the video, clearly. But yeah, this is my bird feeder setup. I set this up a few weeks ago, and frankly I'm loving it. It's really cool. We get to see loads of, but it took like a few days, a week, until birds actually started appearing on it, like apart from like the one robin that was just there every day. But now we get woodpeckers, what else? The different, like the blue tits and the coal tits. We saw a bullfinch as well, that was really exciting the other day. And then an unidentified bird as such. So far we have yet to identify what it is, but it's really exciting now because we get loads of different birds. Not at the moment obviously because I'm stood right next to it and it is empty. But normally there's loads of different birds on there. But yeah, I really love it, and it's like got me really into birds. That's why I decided to film this video, because I was like, oh wow, birds are cool. But yeah, so let us refill it and then I will talk about it a little bit more. Luca has just gone into the greenhouse. I don't know what he's doing anymore. We pan it. He's inside it. I'm not sure what he's doing. We've already been for a walk today. We went all around the forest. He's had breakfast, which was chicken and rice, because he had internal bleeding the other day for no reason whatsoever. He's perfectly fine. But yeah, he had a decent breakfast of chicken and rice, and yet he's still barking at me for unknown reasons. Luca, what are you doing? What is going on? There's no one there. You're barking at me. Stop it. There's literally, it's me. You heard the noise of the bird feeders, and well, who knows actually, he's losing it. Guys, so I have filled up the bird feeders completely now, and I am probably going to head back indoors to I mean, the birds don't appear whilst I'm stood right next to it. Luca is still here. He's staring at me still. I'm not really sure what he wants at this point, but never mind. Oh, a bird just like flew at it and then saw me and went the other way. That's fun. But yeah, this is my bird feeder setup. It is a great way to get birds into your garden, obviously, because all birds like eating seeds. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this week's video, and I will see you all next week for another video. Maybe that one will have my camera, who knows? Who knows what's happening at this point. But yeah, have a good week. Luca, what are you doing? Why are you being silly? What are you doing? That's some grass. You're being ridiculous.